Ferrets are notorious for having their own ideas of what they think being clean means, which may include things like, rolling around under furniture and getting all noses and heads into everything and anything and who knows what. They're also notorious for being very stinky creatures and really do not like baths. So today, I'll be showing everyone how to give a ferret a proper bath. Now, this can be applied to any sort of small mammal, like a hedgehog, a ferret, a rat, and things like that. But there will be some differences in how the soap used and the drying techniques. There's a special drying technique I like to use for cleaning a ferret. So besides that, it's going to be very generally all the same. So today, I'll be joined by my assistant here, River. Say hello, River. She's very tired right now. And I'll be showing how to properly do this. So the first thing you're definitely going to need is a cup. Now, this cup does not have to be as big as this. It can be something quite a bit smaller. This is just our general animal cup we like to use at our house. And you're only ever going to use this for getting to the hard to reach spots, like the neck or the tail or the belly, spots of the faucet really can't get to. And you really don't want the animals freaking out near the faucet because that can be it can get you attached to your arm and scratch you up pretty badly, Then you're also going to want to find some flea tick shampoo. Now, you can find this at any Walmart or Target or any the pet section or any place that really just sells pet supplies like Petco, PetSmart. There's nothing special, just general flea and tick shampoo, nothing crazy, I believe this one came from Walmart, and it's just normal flea and dog tick shampoo. I would also recommend finding any baby soap if you want to use that. If you don't have to worry about things like fleas and ticks, you can use baby soap to just get rid of the general stink, dirt, and dust, as it's good for sensitive skin like a ferret has or any really small mammal has. You're not going to want to use quote-unquote human shampoo, as that can cause their skin to become itchy and dry and cause them to lick and scratch at it and cause their fur to fall out, which is not very good for an animal. Next, you're going to use a towel. A towel, preferably dry. It doesn't have to be anything incredibly soft or incredibly rough. Just a very general towel you can find lying around your house. Preferably, if you want to, you can make it warm. Being warm causes it to, make them dry out faster. But for this example, we won't be using a warm towel, as it's just easier. But, it can be helped quite a bit. Okay? So, next thing you're going to want to do is draw your water in your bathtub. Now, you're going to want this to be about 2-3 inches deep. For example, this is about 2 inches in our bathtub. It will be maybe look different in yours. You can also use a sink if you want to. It doesn't really matter. But this, for example, we're going to use a bathtub. Now, you're going to want the water warm to the touch, which means that, it's nothing too hot that's scalding or really hurting them. You don't want them, trying to get out. And nothing too cold either, that they're going to start shivering and want to climb out as well. Now, I will recommend beforehand letting out for 10 to 20 minutes so they can burn off some energy. So it makes it much easier when you're trying to give them a bath. I'm not trying to get it out and stuff like that. Okay. Now, the first step you're going to want to do is take your ferret and get it wet. Now, they really don't like baths, so this is going to be a bit of a struggle in that case. So you're going to want to take your cup and very slowly. She's very thirsty right now, unfortunately. And try to get water on the tail, on the underside, things like that. Just try to get them wet. Very, very wet. Hold on, let me move the camera closer. Okay, now you're going to want to take your soap. There we go. Put some in your hand like this. Squeeze out a good helping like that. Nothing too crazy, just enough to get, enough. Now take it, you're going to rub around your hands as it makes it easier. Now you're going to take your ferret, and you're going to want to gently rub and try to get it down in the fur. Get around their neck, and under the arms, and the underbelly, and the tail, and try to rub it in as much as you can. Okay, now we're gonna let that sit for a minute as he tries to freak out. And while she does that, I'll explain why you're gonna want to give him a bath like this in the first place. So mostly you're gonna want to do this for getting rid of any ticks or fleas, stuff in that general area. But you also want to try to get rid of anything like, dirt or dust or anything they picked up from furniture. Ferrets themselves are also stinky, and that's because they have these special glands in their skin, because they're related to skunks, that allows them to produce a lot of sweat and oils. And so this will, remove that from the skin. Unfortunately, you do not want to give them too many baths per month to try to remove the stinkiness. Only about maybe 1 or 2, as too many can cause their skin to become dry, itchy, and they're going to want to rub and scratch that, and it's going to remove their fur again as well. With the soap as well, you don't want to try to avoid the eyes and the head. Try to be careful with that kind of stuff. Okay, now, so it's been about a minute. You're going to want to wait a minute for this in general in the first place. You're going to take your water. You're going to try to wash using soap. Come here. You find the skin, anything like that. You may want to turn some water on. Get some more water in here. Make sure it's not too hot. So remove your soap and anything like that. Okay. Make sure you're on the neck, the underbelly. Okay, leave any fleas you see. Now, once that's done, you're going to want to drain the water and take your ferret, take your towel, and move me soap into them. Now put in the towel like this, and start to dry them off like this. Now, you're going to want to set them on the ground, let them run around as well, so they can rub around and dry off in general by themselves. And once that's done, you can sit back and watch your hard work go to waste as they get into some other big mess.